All right. Got another great week for us to practice and get better as a football team after going back and really looking at last week's game tape. Again, we still have some great areas of improvement that we can take advantage of this week, starting today in practice. And we got to have a great week of practice. We've got to continue to improve. I think some areas of our game are certainly getting better. I don't think there's any question about that. But also there's a much needed room for improvement in some other areas. So this will be a great week for us to go out there and again focus on Auburn as we do every week and try to get better.
Questions?
Do you need any update on some of the banged up guys like Philip Lutzenkirk and anybody like that?
Jason, it's going to be a situation this whole week with probably a handful of guys that we're just going to take it day by day with their progress. Yeah, we are. It's week 10, as we all know, and so there is some bumps and bruises and some guys banged up, and we'll have a little bit better idea where everybody stands. I think a little bit later in the week, with them just getting treatments and trying to get body parts kind of rejuvenated. That usually happens closer to the end of the week. But right now, I mean, we're in fairly good shape. I think it's the normal, 10-game, bumps and bruises.
Coach, how much of a challenge is it to keep the guys focused, even though Tennessee Chattanooga may not seem like a big opponent on paper, but not letting them fall back?
Well, I hope that it's not really challenging for us to continue to stay on the track and of being focused. I think our team has done a nice job of that in the last month. As we know, October was a very tough month for us, and it seemed like every week it was another big game. And, I felt like they stayed on track in terms of focus in that regard. I am hoping that this week won't be any different. Again, we have to, come in here every day really with a mindset to improve, and that's for every guy individually. So hopefully that's not going to be an issue for us today.
Coach, heading into that 4-game swing, the one that was passed, you were wondering, well, we'll see what we're at the end of the month of November. Now that you know what the team has accomplished and what they're doing, what do you see in this team and what do you like?
Well, I like this football team because I think that, again, it even kind of happened Saturday. I don't think that the circumstances in our game, we're playing as a team, and the circumstances, good or bad, don't really necessarily seem to affect us that much. We gave up the big run early in the game and, settled down and played much better. And, again, we responded back with a score. I think that, we've got a good football team. Our idea, obviously, is to continue to get better. I think we've proven that, that we have a chance to be, a really good team. We're not, I don't think we're there. But you see flashes of when we play. You see flashes of us showing that we have a chance to get there still, with still a lot of football left to play.
What areas have you seen the most improvement in for the first couple months of the season? And then on the other side, what do you want to see improvement in? What areas?
Probably, one of the biggest things that stands out to me as I look is the physicality and the play of our offensive line. And I think certainly over the last 4 or 5 weeks, they've been a huge part of us being able to, run the football. And I think, Saturday was a great example of, the last 3 or 4 weeks, it's been the quarterback runs, quarterback runs, quarterback runs. Well, they took away the quarterback runs, and now it became the tailback run game. And I think the great, the stabilizing force in there is not necessarily the quarterback or the tailbacks. It's got to go back to the offensive line. And not that the perimeter blocking isn't an issue, isn't a big part of that, but I think it all starts with the offensive line. And that's been a really, really, it's been a great thing to watch the improvement of those guys over the last month. That's one glaring thing. I think the other glaring thing, and a positive note, is that for the most part, our special teams have given us a chance, mainly in terms of field position, giving us a chance to really compete every week, whether it's kickoff coverage, whether it's responding to a bad situation with a kickoff return for a touchdown or a kickoff return to the 1-yard line against very good football teams, you know. And I think Coach Boulware's done a great job with our, you know, young guys, getting them into the special teams way of life and them understanding that that's their role on our team. Last year we struggled with the exact same schemes, different people. So we had to bring in all these new freshmen and say, this is your role. Maybe your role is only 15 snaps on offense or defense, but it's 30 snaps on special teams. And I think that that's been a real glaring difference in our team when it comes to, you know, field position things. And so that's been something that I think is really, really positive. On the other hand, you know, we've got to really, you know, the explosive plays, whether it's a long pass or it's a long run, we really need to, you know, we just seem like we're giving up that one long run or that one long pass, you know, every other game or whatnot, that we've really, really got to focus in on trying to prevent. I think our tackling needs to be much better. In the second level of our defense, that means linebackers and DBs. You know, but defensively, again, you know, I've seen a lot of improvement too. I think our third down play has been very good, with the exception of penalties that have really kept us on the field some and kept drives alive. You know, and so other than that, I think our third down play has been much better. You know, again, I just think overall as a team we've done some really good things, but the room for improvement is definitely there.
Do you like to, it seems like you guys have a lot of fun off the field and you practice even Sunday, the Halloween thing that you guys do.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about keeping it light and letting these players have some fun. And the second part of that question is, what was your favorite costume? Who had your favorite costume?
I dressed up like a head coach. No, you know, we really do. You know, we try to, you know, college football is really hard. You know, it's the day in, day out grind of, you know, going to class and being a student first and doing all the academic things and all the responsibilities of that. And they come over here and they've got meetings in football, and then there's pressure every week for, not just for Auburn to win, but every individual out there to, you know, to represent his family and his hometown and, you know, answer all the questions of why am I not playing, why, you know, there's just a lot of pressure there. And pressure that a lot of times people don't really take into consideration. What we try to do here is just like we try to do in our own families at home. You know, it's when we see a window of opportunity to have fun and make things, you know, fun for our kids, and we do that. And you know, so no different than having a Thanksgiving dinner or a Christmas dinner together, whatever. We had a Halloween dinner, and some of them came dressed up as, I don't know what some of them were, but it was pretty interesting. But anyway, it was a lot of fun, and it was very family oriented, and I just think that's what we need to do for the players when we have a window of opportunity to do it.
Gene, I understand that when you first got here that you took a look at the way things were done on Friday night and changed it up where you went. I don't know what else that you did, but was that kind of in your mindset, just that too, is like get them somewhere where they can just relax?
You know, it is. You know, Friday nights are a deal where we really try to find a place of refuge. You know, you're trying to find a place where you can be with your team and just, you know, relax and have some fun. We put in a lot of hard work during the week, and, you know, we try to do things that really are just about, you know, our 70 guys that we bring with us and the coaches, and that's it. And so, you know, any change we've made since we've been here is something that we felt like would be philosophically in what we're trying to do, a change for the better, and a change to, again, you know, we're always looking for ways to you know, treat our guys first class and do everything first class, because that's what we expect them to do when they represent Auburn. And so whatever we've brainstormed, you know, as a staff, we always try to implement that. You know, that's one of them.
Gene, Cam has scored in just about every way possible. Can you kick it, too?
Probably.
You haven't seen him in practice?
No. I've seen him punt, but haven't seen him kick extra points or field goals yet.
Well, how much does a player of that talent challenge a coach? stretch your imagination as to what's possible in offense?
Well, I mean, again, we've only really kind of evolved one season with Cam, as you know. So, I mean, every week it's been a kind of an educational situation with us in terms of what he can and can't do. I mean, he's 6'6", and he's a great athlete, and he can do it all. So, we discuss every week, and over the past few weeks, obviously, what he can and can't do. We know he can catch, we know he can run, we know he can throw. There's just really a whole lot that there's not a whole lot that he can't do. And so, it leaves us options to explore for sure.
Are you surprised at how well he's done with ball security, given, there's many times as he's running with the football, and especially with that frame, those guys tend to kind of get out here with the ball.
Sure.
And he doesn't.
That's a great point, because to me, that's something that really has kind of gone unnoticed. You take it for granted. I mean, obviously that's what they're supposed to do, but he's really been phenomenal when it comes to protecting the football. Sometimes it's gotten out there a little bit too much, and we're always preaching to him about ball security, and sometimes it gets out there and it gets exposed a little bit, and that's made us nervous. But up to this point, he's done a really good job of really, being able to secure the ball. So we'll continue to coach that and talk with him and try to keep that ball security going. But right now, we've been lucky with it.
Gene, with every passing week, I mean, every Sunday you got the BCS show, and then they talk about high school, and all week they talk about Auburn and Oregon and Boise and TCU. Does it get harder and harder to, because obviously your guys watch ESPN all the time, they're saying all that stuff all the time.
Philip, right now, I don't think that, hey, I know they see it and they hear it and all that, but I really, in my heart of hearts, I just believe that, that's not part of the issue with us right now. I mean, our team's smart enough to know that we have to win every week. And if we don't, then all the things that people are talking about right now aren't going to happen. I don't care if we're ranked 1 or 10 or 8, or if we got 3 regular season games left. If we lose one of the 3, then it's going to be tough to, proceed and do all the things that, everybody's talking about every week out on TV. So the only thing we do is we talk about what we can do this week, and then we'll do the same next week. And I think it's an unspoken rule, and everybody knows where we're at. We don't even need to talk about it.
Is it unspoken? Or did you have to drill that into the head every week?
Well, we talk about literally not getting involved in the outside world distractions, without, talking definitively about what everybody's hearing or seeing or reading and writing. It's really more lumped into the world of outside world distractions, and that our goal and our job is to come in here every day and try to win each game that we play. And at the end of the day, if we will do that week by week, then all the other stuff takes care of itself, no matter how much everybody wants to deliberate and talk and, and speculate and all that. None of that matters. And I think that, at least I'm hoping that I'm reading our team right. I think that's the way they are right now.
How much has it added to you for people? You were on ESPN last weekend. How much is all the attention? How has it affected you as far as your time?
It's a little more time consuming, Philip, and but it's all part of the deal, and anything we can do to promote Auburn University, I'm all in. I got no issues with that, and again, it's great exposure for Auburn and our university. So, but yeah, the time constraints are a little bit different, but other than that, there's no